Welcome, welcome. We're going to wait a few seconds for people to jump on. We're going to be doing a twin flame in separation, your person in separation, divine counterparts in separation, soulmates in separation, the whole gambit reading. So what we're going to be doing here is collective reading. We're going to look at the twin flame, soulmate, divine counterparts, really just a label. Uh, and we're going to look at the collective reading. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the energies of what it is in the collective. We're not actually going to tell stories. Stories are useless. Stories aren't going to help you move forward in your love life. So with that, it looks like we got enough people starting to join. We're going to see what the energies are currently for the collective that is in separation with their person. So Spirit, give me what the overall energy for the collective is. And remember, everybody, this is a collective reading. This is not personal reading. I do personal readings. You can reach out for that. And this is subscriber only content. So if you are watching and you're seeing this on a preview, this is generally some of the content that I have for my subscribers only. Uh, so Spirit's saying you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So for the collective, a lot of you are in angst. You're a little bit like, why did this happen to me? Why do I keep on going into separation? Why are we up and down, up and down? It's because you need to heal, right? And it's the key is you need to heal. You don't have to always understand why it's happening, but it's pushing you to go within and start to work on yourself because it's the only thing you can work on. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what other energies are around, and we're doing an energy reading here. We're not doing a story reading. Story readings are useless. They keep you in low vibration. Why? Because they don't offer you any way to help yourself. What they do is they offer you a lot of low vibrational stories about your person that's doing this and that. I mean, I used to watch them all the time, and it's just so horrible how some of these readers are doing this because they're not looking at how do you work on self? What is it that you need to work on? And then figure out how we're going to use the energies around us to our best advantage because that's what we want. We all want our person. Sometimes we're fixating on the wrong person because, it's not always who you think it is. But you have to allow for yourself to get that answer. Nobody else but you can give you that answer. And so let's look at what other energies we do have for the collective that is in separation. So for many of you, this is just the beginning of your spiritual journey, right? You've woken up and found out that you've got this crazy attachment to somebody and you don't know why, and it's like a roller coaster and you're being pulled every which way. Welcome to your awakening, right? This is what spiritual awakening is. And what happens is when we do start to awaken, one of the first things that throws ourselves in here is a twin flame. And why is that twin flame coming? Because that twin flame is meant to keep you stuck, right? And no ands, ifs, or buts about it. It's meant to keep you stuck. Now, that doesn't mean that can't be your person. It can, but it's going to require a huge amount of healing in order for it to work. And why? Because this is the person that you've had so many lifetimes with. So you have trauma after trauma after trauma, and it's going to take work on both ends. And each of you have to choose to do the work. It doesn't happen automatically, not like what those readers say. And well, it's this portal and that portal, and you're not learning any lessons until you choose. Spirit saying that a marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. And so yes, it is in some sense, but sometimes that commitment, that marriage is also going to be a trauma bond. So you have to work on self and understand what that is. You want to get in the best frequency you can so you meet the right match. Spirit's going to send you, and when I say spirit, it's yourself, right? Nobody else but yourself is sending you these messages. Get away from angels, guides. They're not going to help you in this journey. They're going to divert you. They're going to keep you stuck. A divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with many synchronicities. So trust yourself. Go into self. Get messages from self because they're what are driving you to heal, to work on yourself. 1111, and this is one that twin flames see all the time. And this is also spirit, your spirit. And when I say spirit, I just channel my own higher self. I don't channel anything else but that because that's all you should be channeling is yourself. And that's telling you that's you, yourself, 111. It's all you channeling with yourself. You're giving yourself these synchronicities. You're giving yourself all this information. So now you got to figure out how you're going to use it, right? So let's see what other messages that we do have for the Twin Flame Collective. Those that believe that they're twin flames, high-level soulmates, divine counterparts. It's just a label. So let's see what other energies are available. And we are doing an energy map. We're not telling silly stories that are meant to keep you stuck. We're telling you what's in your energy, what's in your field, and I'll explain I'll explain uh, the pattern that I'm drawing here. I'm going to show you what the spread is about, how to read the spread. I'm the only one that does the spread. This is one I've developed over time. And so Spirit is saying, for many of you, there's a lasting love in the energies right around you right now. And you're getting signs and clues, right? This is the second time we're seeing this. Signs and clues, signs and clues. The energies are right there. Spirit is really pushing it. This connection is going to be one that is with physical touch, a nice physical connection, acts of service. So this is going to be somebody that really wants to just kind of hold you, that wants to be with you, wants to do things for you. This is a perfect match. You're going to have a lot of support from yourself and your friends on this. But there is divine timing that is working on this. And we'll get to that point in a second. Spirit is saying you need self-love first. You got to work on self. And we always say this, work on self. Why? Because it's the only thing you can work on. Free yourself from the past. And right now you're in a time apart. No duh, Spirit. Spirit's just busting our chops here because we're on a separation reading. So let's get some more information as to what's going on for this collective in separation. And so when you look at my readings, okay, we're going to go over the spread for a few seconds. And remember, this is subscriber only content. So you're watching this live, you're watching this on TikTok. Do think about subscribing because the subscription gives you a couple things. It gives you access to all this content when it first comes out while it's still in the energies. I may post it at a later date. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you're only going to see it here live on TikTok. You also get to go to my lives where I do questions and answers. And when I do the live card reading, I do card pulls. You'll get priority into the queue. And you're also invited to subscriber-only lives like this, where you're able to ask questions and not through the whole public. I get sometimes a couple hundred people at a time, and they're all just screaming their question out, and it gets hard to get your answer. You get a little bit more personal attention. You jump the line in the public queue. And if you really want to work on your healing, I have an elite membership where I am doing group healings. It's through light language. And it's you get invited to one group healing a month. I usually charge 30 for that, just to go to one of my group healings, between 30 and 50, and that's only $9.99 if you are in my TikTok subscription group. You will get invited once a month. My next one's going to be at the end of this month, this Sunday. I'm going to put that announcement out soon. So with that, let's go back to the reading. What my readings are when you look at the spread, over here is everything that holds you back, the things that are keeping you looping, keeping you stuck. Over here are the energies. The center part is what your current energy is. Above and below is support to get you over to here, which is what you want to manifest, right? That lasting love, that perfect match, that connection, the person that is really going to be there to support you. And so that's how you read my readings. And let's continue on. Let's see what else this reading is showing us. For the collective, and this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And if you're watching on a preview, consider joining the subscription service so that you get this every time. And if you are ready, just click the follow button and the little star, and it'll give you the options, two options, standard and elite. So let's see what we have here for this collective that is in separation right now. And I also do these as private reads as well. You can just DM me for my list on private reads. So Spirit's saying all of a sudden this connection is going to come in. A lot of you are just still in this missing your person, stuck, not wanting to get free. You're in fear. You're afraid. You're afraid of moving because, oh my God, what if I leave? That's my person. I'm not going to find love again. Spirit's saying, release your fears. Free yourself. The fears are holding you back, right? It's time to end this forever. Break this off. Get rid of it, because even if your person is your person, you can't hold on to the past person, because that person needs to change, and you have to cut that cord of that old energy, because you can't hold on to what didn't work already. Spirit's saying there's somebody new that's ready to come in, but you've got to be open for it, because if you're still holding on here, and sometimes that somebody new is that same person in a newer energy. We don't know yet, but that's the energies of what we have. So now we've got an idea of what's coming in. Spirit's saying that right in the wings there is a lot of energies that are allowing love to come in, but you have to choose. It's always a choice. It doesn't happen automatically. And thank you, Sunshine, for the heart me. I appreciate that. It never happens automatically, right? You have to choose. You have to choose to heal. You have to choose to feel. You have to choose to free yourself. Otherwise, you stay stuck. And many of you have been stuck thousands of lifetimes in this same karmic circle. And when are you going to choose to free yourself? You have to choose that. That's not happening automatically. Ignore these people that are telling you that, oh, you're going to be in union. You're not going to be in union until you work on yourself. And if you haven't done anything but watch readings, well, guess what? You're going to be back into this lifetime circle, because that's a choice. So let's see what it is that we can do, right? And this is the whole point about healing, right? You have to be aware of what you need to heal, and then you need to work on it. And so let's get aware. What is it that is in the collective right now, and people who are being pushed to see this reading? What is it that you need to work on? And just remember, it is a collective reading. So pick and choose from what's in here, what resonates with you, because it's going to have information from multiples here. And so let's look at what those blocks are, right? Because once you know what your block is, now you can start to choose to work on it. Many of you guys, you're stuck on eye candy, right? And what is that? And everybody loves a beautiful person. Don't get me wrong. I love them too. But they have to have more than what's on the surface. And if you're only going for the surface because you're not really reaching into yourself and understanding what's under the surface of you, you're being as false as they are. And stop doing that. Get in touch with yourself. Learn to know who you are, so that you can have depth as well as them. And then you'll attract that. Otherwise, you're just keeping on attracting that same surface person that has no depth. That is not the right one for you. And then you just go through this loop over and over again. Many of you need to get out and mingle with new people. And why are you doing this? Because you're so stuck on one person that you're not open to see if there's something else possibly coming in. You're also a victim. Many of you play the victim card. Oh, he was a narcissist. Oh, he's a cheater. He's this, he's that. Well, you pulled this person in. You chose this experience, because every experience you have is something that you choose. You manifest your own reality. So stop being a victim. Why are you a victim? Because inside here, you are doing this to yourself. You're choosing it. Stop being a victim. Love yourself. Start taking responsibility for yourself. Why? Insecurities too. A lot of you have insecurities. Work on trusting, having self-worth, having self-confidence. And how do you do that? By finding the love and the worth within yourself. And that comes with work. You have to go within. You have to heal the inner child. You have to heal abandonment or rejection wounds. But these are choices, and these are things that has to start with you, with that choice. And a lot of you stay stuck on this one person. Why? Because you're afraid of being alone, right? And so that fear of being alone overrides everything else. Every red flag, you're cognitively dissonant because you fear being alone. And so what do? You stay in those bad relationships. Now, even in those bad relationships, you're lonely. Even though you're with somebody, you're lonely. They're abusing you. They're not giving you the love that you need. And we bring it right back to here. Spirit has said it already in the beginning of the read. Self-love, self-love, self-love. Free yourself. End this cycle. You've been doing it for thousands of lifetimes. How many more lifetimes do you want to go through this? And so now we kind of know what our blocks are. Let's get some advice from our higher self. And again, this channel, this is not the fluffy unicorn channel, right? Where this is not one If you're here, you're watching this, this is not one that's going to sit and tell you what you want to hear for 5 minutes. Oh my God, my person's coming in, they're coming in, union's coming, yay! And how many times have we seen that over the last 10, 20 years? Everybody says union's coming. Does it ever come? No. And why doesn't it come? Because nobody ever works on themselves. And so as you work on yourself, you're either going to get what's meant for you, right? And there's multiples meant for you. It's not just one. You can choose which one you want, right? But you have to be in a right frequency match. And if you're not healed, well, guess what? The best one will come in and you're going to push them away. And so what do? We can be with that person, but that's going to require a lot of healing. Twin flames are the ones that require the most healing because you've had the most lifetimes. Every lifetime has been trauma bound. And so, yes, it can work, but both of you have to be willing to do the work, and that's not always the case. So you have to be open for other possibilities. So Spirit, what else do we want to know? What can help these people here who are in separation from their person, who are looking for the correct love, the one that is going to satisfy them? And remember, you can't satisfy yourself externally until you're happy with yourself internally. And let's see one more card, Spirit. We have one more. All right, there we go. All right. So let's see what our advice is, and then we get to what everybody wants is when's the timing? When am I going to get to this perfect match? All right. So for many of you people, you're in denial, right? You don't want to see this. You don't want to face your fears. You don't want to face your shadows. You don't want to do anything. You're just going to shove it away, look the other way. I don't see this. You're going to ignore. You're going to be cognitively dissonant. And Spirit's saying, it's time. Stop. Stop already. I'm giving you the hand. It's time for you to face what you have not wanted to face for 1,000 lifetimes. Stop doubting yourself. You have the ability to go through. You have the strength to clear this out, but you have to choose. Clear this stuck energy. Go within, start grounding, start saging, get some spiritual baths, whatever it is. Clear your energy, get a healing. Start to see the beauty in yourself. Find that beauty within. It's there. Have confidence in yourself. And start living your dream again. Stop sitting here wallowing in the past, wallowing in the pain, being a victim. Get out of that space. All right. So now you know what to do. Now you know some paths on how to get there. And this is what we do here. We talk about how do we step away from this into this. And it's through healing. It's through connecting to self. It's through allowing the frequency of love to come in and to heal you. And it's from remembering who you are. And this takes time. It's not, Rome was not built in a day. Your trauma was not built in a day. It was built over thousands of lifetimes. So you need to start peeling that layer away one by one. And so with that, let's see when, because that's the only question anybody wants. You've waited 18 minutes for this. So when. All right. And Spirit saying a few timelines available, depends on where you are in your journey. For some of you, July of next year or a July, depends on you. Some of you, it's by the end of the year, this new one's going to come in because you're doing the work on yourself. And for some of you, you're just cognitively dissonant and there's no more time. This path is ended because it's not your person. So there's three potential timelines here. Remember, timelines are fluid. They can change at any possible moment, but these are the three timelines that are, let me just move it because they're on top of me. July, no more time for some of you. And for some of you, it is by the end of the year. And so with that, that is my completed reading. If you are watching on TikTok and you've enjoyed this content, this is subscriber only content. You can hit the follow button and you can hit the star for subscribe, and then you'll be invited to all this content as it goes live. I do this multiple times a week with private readings, things of what's going on in the collective, what's the energies of love, etc. I also do lives only for my subscribers for questions and answers, where I do free and donation-based readings, and that's only for my subscribers. And then if I do my public ones, I do a lot of public readings with questions and answers, and you skip the line as a subscriber. So it's well worth it. Take a look at that uh, subscriber program. Otherwise, just make sure you're hitting the follow and the notification buttons to know more about these lives. And for those of you who are looking for your own personal reading or personal healing, please do send me a DM, and I'll give you the current list of services. So with that, thank you, everyone. Sunshine, thank you for the heart me, and we will see you at the next subscriber live. Have a great day, everybody, and cheers.